Welcome to the TMRN Time Monk Radio Network. I'm Jules, and today is the 29th of April 2011. Today we have Dr. Louis Turi, author, renowned astropsychologist, hypnotherapist, and well-known forecaster who uses a unique technique he derived from Nostradamus. Dr. Turi's website is drturi.com. Louis, salut, welcome to the WebBot Forum Roundtable.
Thank you very much for inviting me, guys. It's an honor to be with you today.
Well, thank you. The WebBot Forum administrator is Fox, and today he will be doing the recording and technical support of the show. Several members of the forum were kind enough to join us tonight. They include moderators Lolly and Sandra, and members Free Spirit and Patrick. Unable to join us tonight are members Lua from Colorado and EasyJ. For listeners, this interview... Sorry, Dr. Turi, you had something to say?
This is quite a lot of people, and that's going to make the show very interesting. All right, I'm sorry about that. Just keep going.
That's fine. I can feel the energy already. For listeners, this interview will assume you have a fairly good understanding of Dr. Turi's work. If you are new to Dr. Turi, we advise you go to his website at drturi.com and read his materials there, and go to YouTube and listen to his numerous interviews that will explain an introduction on who this man is. Here at the WebBot Forum, we prefer to go straight to the heart of the interview, pun intended. The audio and video for this interview will be available on YouTube for free and on the WebBot Forum channel on webbotforum.com. With that said, our first question comes from Lolly.
Hi, Dr. Turi.
Hello, Lolly.
As a first question, we wanted to know what your opinion was of the WebBots. Cliff's work is based on the premise that all humans are psychic and that these psychic impressions leak out in our everyday lives in many ways. From the actions we take, through our body gestures, and through the words we use in conversation, verbally, and in written form. What do you think of this premise? Go ahead.
And I agree entirely. As a matter of fact, you can stimulate your subconscious to talk to you personally. And in my case, as soon as I put my T-shirt upside down, you can be sure if the moon is waxing, within the next few hours, I'm going to get a terrific positive news. And if I put my T-shirt upside down and the moon is waning, something pretty drastic would take place. And just yesterday morning, I put my T-shirt upside down, and I was on the way to the lake. I didn't listen to my intuition. I didn't listen to the omens, which I teach my students, of course. And when I tried to start my boat, the battery was dead, so no problem. I changed the battery, and then we arrived to the lake, and everything was fine. Everything was beyond wonderful until, of course, my wife drove the boat and hit a rock and messed up the prop. That was a short journey. So when it comes to omens, when it comes to being psychic, 100% I agree with the philosophy.
The philosophy that everyone is psychic and we leak it out, whether we're aware of it or not.
Indeed, and it is a matter of training. Being a clinical hypnotherapist, I'm a little bit more sensitive to the subconscious, specifically the superconscious in time and space, which is obviously responsible for whatever transpires on this dense physical world.
Okay. So being a forecaster yourself, if you've read Cliff's articles and reports, what do you think of his forecasts?
Well, again, I judge people through their UCI, and that means a unique celestial identity, and I do not judge people through the clothes they wear, if I may use that word. If you do have Cliff's date of birth, or at least the month he was born, that would allow me to put my antenna, so to speak, and look at him with my third eyes, if I again may use that word. Having myself that very weird, unique celestial identity, my reality is like yours, my own, so to speak, and I can only use my expertise to give a correct assessment and a correct judgment as far as people values are in terms of their predictive gift. I did not have time, I'm so sorry, I'm so busy also to investigate Cliff. But if you give me some feedback, who Cliff is and what he does, remember, I'm so very busy, and I apologize. It's very unprofessional for me, but I didn't spend no time at all investigating Cliff or even your website for that matter. And that's because I got so many things to do. But if you know Cliff's months of birth, that would just open the door widely to me, and from there I can make a correct assessment to his UCI.
I don't happen to know his birth date. Sorry, but thank you.
No, that's okay. You know, this everybody uses is tools in order to make a judgment. When, for example, when the Bible says men were made equal, I agree with that when it comes to DNA on the physical level. We all are human. We're all made equal. But when it comes to the spirits, that's a very different situation. You will never think and talk like your mother, or your father, or your child. As a matter of fact, you're connected DNA-wise 100%, but on the scheme, on the realm of the spirit, you are a total stranger to your closest family member, because you will never do, behave, think, talk, create same way than any one of them. Do I make sense, Lolly?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Yes, you do. So are you saying that for example, with Cliff's reports, never mind. That's fine.
I could not put a judgment on Cliff's work because I lack the element number one. But I trust you. I mean, you guys have been dealing with Cliff with many, probably for a very long time. Am I correct?
Yes.
So you have a time to actually appreciate his gift and to, for sure, test his values. So I trust you to your judgment that Cliff is definitely a very gifted person. But to me, I don't know Cliff, so I'm so sorry. I wish I had, and I'm going to repair that. I'm definitely going to go and check Cliff, because now you stir my curiosity, because there is somebody out there which is probably doing the same or close doing to what I do. Is it a forecaster? Does he predict earthquakes? Could you feed me some information on Cliff, please?
Yes, he does. Sorry, go ahead, Jules.
Yeah, so Dr. Turi, basically Cliff is if you heard of the web bots, he's the one that creates a program that looks at trying to interpret the psychic information that leaks out on people on the internet and makes forecasts. But the beauty of this interview, I guess, Dr. Turi, is that we'll get your forecast later, and then we can then match it with Cliff's. And again, nobody has the right answers. We all have to look at different sources of information. Indeed.
I always teach my students that there is million roads that leads to Rome, and mine is just one single road. That's it.
Correct.
There is other roads out there, and then nobody owns the real truth. We're all looking for it. That's basically what it comes down to it. And as far as I'm concerned, I am very confident, and you could probably feel that through my words, because my past has proven me right pretty much all the time. So that is something, of course, you will find out once you get to know the dates that I have for you.
Fantastic. Thank you, Luis. Luis, we have broken down the questions into different sections tonight. The first section is alchemy, astrology, and cosmic consciousness. The first set of 3 questions is from Free Spirit.
Okay.
Bonjour, Dr. Turi. Comment allez-vous?
Très bien, Monsieur Free Spirit. I didn't know you speak French.
Les petites.
Un petit peu.
First, what I'd like to ask you is, first of all, I'm a cancer survivor as well, and I heard in one of your interviews that you had quite a revelation about God going through that process. And I would like you to explain to us what your perception of God was before the cancer and after the cancer, and how that affected your skills as an astropsychologist and a maggot.
Well, first of all, when I was touring in Thailand and coming back to my hotel room and finding that I had some blood in the bathroom, I got really, really scared. So I thought, well, I'm in Thailand, I might as well go and get checked. So I went to the hospital, and that's where they find out that I had colon cancer. That was the most incredible, the most depressive, the most shocking news anybody can have, because it forces you to make you aware of your mortality. So I'm an extraordinarily intellectual person. I'm not a psychic. I'm more of a scientist than a psychic person, per se. Not that I deny it, but I don't understand it, put it this way. So my connection with God was very, very remote, put it this way. But when you are in thousands upon thousands of miles away from your family, from your wife, from your friends, you're all alone in the bedroom, and you are waiting for a result to find out if that cancer is generalized, which means you only have a few months to live. It is very, very much a wake-up call to your mortality, and it forces you to connect with God. So I was forced literally to connect with God, but I didn't know how, because I was not raised religiously. My parents were not religious. They always told me, you will find God in time. So I was very depressed, and I was crying, and I already had accepted death, per se. And I was mad because, I had so many plans, so many dreams, so many goals to reach, and there I was. I might be dead in a few months from now. So I was in the street of Bangkok, and trust me, this is a very, very busy, noisy city. And I was walking in the street, and the Thailandese have something that they build, like a little house outside of their houses, and they burn incense and they put flowers, and it's their religious way of connecting with the divine. So I didn't know better. That was the only thing that spiritually was acceptable for me to connect with myself and God. So I went there, and then I went there, and all of a sudden everything went quiet in the middle of the street. Everything went quiet, and there was cars going everywhere. And then I was there, and I was, God, please, I don't know who you are. I don't know why, God, I'm praying. I don't know who you are, but please, please, please keep me alive. Keep me alive. And I got so many things to do. I just don't want to die. That would be too much pain for all the people that rely on me, those people that are waiting for me, my students, my patients, my clients, my friends, my family. Please. I was really, really emotional and crying and very intense. And then that was it. And then when I came back to the hospital a few days later, they told me, Dr. Turi, we have spent the best of our technology to find everything wrong with you. And apparently, it seems that after the surgery, there is no trace of cancer, but it could really, you need one more test. One more test, and that will tell us after the surgery, at the end of your colon, if you still have some cancer cells, and after that you'll be free. So I finally, after a month later, and many, many pounds lost later, I called my wife, and I told her, honey, you have to let everybody know that I had cancer and to pray for me. And my God, those prayers came to me like a wild train. And 1 month after my surgery, I was on the top of my house, cutting trees, running with my dog. And that made me understand the power of